Overlooked. I'm a Christian apologist, specialize in urban apologetics. Want to remind everybody to come to our conference this weekend, Doctrine for the Block. Keeping it in context is the theme. It's this weekend, Phoenix, Arizona. Speakers, just check out the website, fortheblock.com. One of the speakers is tonight's guest, Miss Titus 2. We're going to be talking about Greek life. That's the fraternities. I don't know, man. These clips are wild. I don't know if we're going to get through them all, but these clips, they got me bugging out. Just watching these clips has got me bugging out. Are y'all ready? Late night, Sunday night, February 20th, 9:05 p.m. here in Phoenix. Let's go. All right, y'all. I'm sorry I changed the time a few times. It is my fault. I was driving home, and I saw a Hebrew Israelite on the corner, right beside the crib. There he was. Never seen this guy before. I said, I got to talk to this guy. And we had a very good, productive conversation. But that's part of what pushed the show back. But it's not the only thing, but it's one of the things. Here we are, though. Little tip. If you see where I have shows scheduled and they keep on getting pushed back, that means I'm trying to do too much. But I'm not stopping. And neither is tonight's guest, Miss Titus 2.
Like I said before, it's oh my God! You are chosen.
Playing and everything.
Reality, we're really going to do this. We're really going to do this.
Let me pause this. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that, Miss Titus 2. He's about to overtake the show and everything. Okay, Miss Titus 2, welcome to the program. You have been getting into dealing with the Greek life, the fraternities for a minute, and tonight we're going to watch a bunch of clips that you selected and analyze them. Tell people about your channel, how to find you, anything else you want to say before we get started, because this is going to be wild.
Okay, sure. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me tonight. My name is Miss Titus 2, as he said. I have a channel that focuses on urban apologetics. However, recently I've been doing a lot of videos on Greek life, specifically Black Greek life. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, definitely check it out. And yes, I will be at Doctrine for the Block this weekend. Super excited about it.
I'm super excited too. And you are going to talk about Freemasons a little bit, but mainly
a little bit
fraternities at Doctrine for the Block. Show how this is an apologetics issue. And ultimately the position is going to be these aren't really Christian organizations.
Correct. At least in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure there's people that disagree with me, but that's the position I'm holding right now.
Yeah, it seems like you got an unpopular position, but from what I know, I agree with you, and I'm going to be following your lead tonight, and I'm very excited because good clips and a good guest make a good show. So let's do this. Let's do this. Thanks, everybody, for coming in the live chat. Very appreciative that you are here. Since he was already on the screen, tell people why we're going to watch this 20-second clip. What's the significance of it so they can be looking for it?
Well, okay, so pretty much Greek organizations across the board, whether you're talking about predominantly Black organizations or white organizations, they all claim to be non-hazing. But I just want you guys to listen to the language in this video and you judge for yourself whether or not you think his particular fraternity is pro or against hazing.
All right, let's find out.
Reality, like I said before, it's many are called, few are chosen. Everyone has to sign a contract before they get on. That's just what it is with all, because we're all non-hazing organizations. In reality, if we're really going to do this, like, you're just going to have to realize that everyone has a stopping point. If you feel like you can't, you can't. We're not going to look at you differently. It just is.
I mean, when I first heard it, I noticed right away how he's quoting Jesus and talking about, many are called, few are chosen. Quoting the scripture.
They do a lot of borrowing from the Bible, and I think that's why a lot of them claim to be Christian based. But I'm like, the way they use the Bible seems to be like a manipulation, because usually they put themselves either in the place of the church or sometimes even God himself. So That definitely caught my eye just off the first few seconds, but or maybe I should say my ear.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess you think he's maybe fine or something. Maybe he did catch your eye. He got that beard.
I never really. He's an Omega. I was never really a fan of Omegas. No, I'm just kidding. I got guy friends who are Omegas. No shade. No shade. I promise.
Matthew 22:14. What he references there is Matthew 22:14, and Jesus is talking about the kingdom, how there's a limited amount basically of people who are going to be ultimately in His kingdom, even though the gospel call goes out to many, right? But there's only few who are actually going to be in the kingdom, basically. If you're Reformed, you might see this as a proof text for election. But even if you're not, you would at least understand, okay, the gospel call goes out, but there's only some who end up being in the kingdom. But listen to this one more time, because he says we're a non-hazing organization. But then he talks about people having breaking points. And you can give up if you can't make it through. Yeah. One more time.
Reality, like I said before, is many are called, few are chosen. Everyone has to sign a contract before they get on. That's just what it is with all, because we're all non-hazing organizations. And in reality, if we're really going to do this, like, you're just going to have to realize that everyone has a stopping point. If you feel like you can't, you can't. We're not going to look at you differently. It just is.
Sign a contract because we're a non-hazing organization? Does that mean they're signing a contract saying that they won't haze?
Pretty much, you have to sign a contract saying that you will not allow people to haze you. And if you get caught being hazed, you cannot join the organization.
Well, if you're getting hazed, who's the one hazing you?
It's your fault. And you can see this, like, because I've been talking to a lot of these Greeks online, and they're like, nobody forces you into anything. If you allow yourself to be hazed, then that is your fault.
Do they really let you stop? Like, if you say uncle, basically, do they really let you stop? Or they be like, nah, you're going to get this work?
I mean, I can't speak from experience, clearly. I'm not in a fraternity, and I'm not in any of, well, technically I am in a fraternity. I'm not in a Divine Nine organization, so I don't know, but I don't think it would be easy to walk away.
So you are or are not a GDI?
I guess it depends. I would technically, yes, be considered a GDI because I'm not in that type of org.
What's a Divine Nine?
Divine Nine is it's the 9 Black Greek lettered organizations. So I was in a business fraternity in college, which, to be fully transparent, has some issues of its own, but it's just there are social organizations, service organizations, and then you have different types that are more like honor societies. So I was more like, it felt more like an honor society than an actual like brotherhood, sisterhood thing. And it was co-ed. That's why I'm saying I was in a fraternity, not because I'm using the wrong term. It literally was a co-ed fraternity. Anyway, I hope that answers your question.
Who came up and said they were divine? Divine Nine.
Well, you know what? Before the last fraternity was added, it used to be called the Elite 8. So it was Elite 8, now it's Divine 9.
Well, hey, many are called, but only a few were chosen. Yeah. Okay, so man, so how do you find these clips? You were just watching this stuff like nonstop.
Call it research.
I call it research. I call it torture. But hey, at least you don't have to sign a contract to say you're not getting hazed with this kind of torture. All right, let me play this next clip.
For those organizations,
the problem there is going to have to be there needs to be another revolution, a radical revolution of values, as Dr. King talks about. Because I deal with undergraduates on campuses across the country with this idea now. We don't really recruit people. And so what has happened is the most damaged people on college campuses are looking to join these organizations because it's instant status if I'm a young woman, it's instant play if I'm a young man. And people are drawn to that. In the 1920s and 1930s, the organizations fought over the best people on campus. Everybody wanted the SGA president, the homecoming queen, the newspaper editor. We don't have that now. So we've got to really start thinking, how do we go out and get the best people to join our organizations? There was a point that Andrew...
Is this dude talking strategy about how to get better quality people? But he also said we don't recruit. So I'm a little confused. Help me out.
Yeah, this is Walter Kimbrough. I picked him because he actually wrote one of the books that I use for research, and he talked a lot, like he devoted probably at least 50% of the book specifically to hazing, which again is interesting to organizations that claim not to haze. Um, but yeah, so it's it's very from my experience when I was in school, it was very, very competitive, especially among the black sororities, because I went to a school where there was way more women than men in the first place. Um, I I think that they do recruit, even if they wouldn't acknowledge that, like from the grand chapters from corporate nationals, whatever you want to call it. But there are definitely people that they want on campus. I've heard people say, they approached me and they wanted me to be in the organization, but the average person like you actually have to show your interest to them.
Okay.
So they're probably they're yeah, I would say they probably don't really recruit on a large scale, but
So I had a friend, and I don't know the full details of how they did this, but they had helped him out with some stuff at like a junior college he had went to. Basically, like they had some money and enabled him to pay for the rest of his education, one of the Greek fraternities, and because they knew he was slated to come to not the junior college but the main university, U of A, University of Arizona in Tucson. And he said when he got to U of A, now he told me behind the scenes, he said, my goal is just to take their money and I'm not interested in joining anyway. So his goal was trying to slip under the radar when he got to U of A, right? And he says, the way he describes it is the minute he got on campus, these dudes came up to him and knew his name and his major and everything else. And the situation, it was like, we'll see you here, see you there. Like they went to him, knew who he was, all of that, got after him and like expected him to do what he's supposed to do next. And I don't know, that seems like recruiting to me.
well, do you know which, like, was it a Divine Nine organization or do you know if it was a different one?
Yeah, no, it was. I thought it was the purple and yellow guys. I'll message him right now and see if he can tell me
I'm
who
just curious.
it was. Yeah. I'll probably be able to tell you later, but if he hits me
Okay.
back. But okay, so what do you think is the significance people should be made aware from that clip? Because we're not all as informed to understand the ins and outs of what he's saying.
Yeah, I think you can take away from this that he acknowledges that there's a huge problem with hazing and that people join because they want to be popular, even though a lot of them will say, well, when people denounce because they become Christians, it's because they join for the wrong reasons. But Walter is telling us that that's pretty much why most people join, or at least why a lot of people join. And so if they're not doing it necessarily for the service and, for these civic reasons, they're doing it to get clout, as the kids say. They're doing it to get clout on campus.
Get play.
Yeah. And so because they keep allowing these types of people in the organizations, that's why hazing is a problem. So really, it almost sounds like
he started off talking about reform. So he's talking about like we need to, brother. I mean, from what I know of this, I'm trying to think about what he's saying. I'm like, if you take that away, no one's going to join your organization. What else do you got to offer?
Yeah. I think
So is he like well-meaning? He's like, we need to reform, but reform would seem to destroy the kind of the essence of what this thing is. I don't know.
Yeah, from reading his book, like it does seem like he's genuinely like concerned about this. And I do think that he's serious when he says, listen, I go to all these college campuses and I warn these brothers in all these different fraternities, hey, if you get caught, well, not if you get caught hazing, but if you are hazing and we find out, like, I cannot wait for the police to come get you and take you to jail. I've heard him say that. So I think he's serious, but I agree with you. I don't know how many people are really going to want to be a part of it if you don't get to do all the stuff that kind of makes you a legitimate member.
So it's difficult for me to see them eliminating hazing. I can see it transmorphing and all this kind of stuff, but eliminating it, I'm trying to, again, it seems like that's part and parcel. It's part of what makes the organization what it is. Anyways. Well, hey, I hope to this gentleman, good luck being the Martin Luther of the Divine Nine. We hope you can have your reformation. because Lord knows they need it. But even what he's saying, ultimately, from what I could tell, wouldn't really fix the ultimate underlying issues or problems. All right, next clip, 15 seconds. Here we go. Check this.
With hazing, it don't happen like how it used to back in the day. Yes, some chapters still try to haze like back in the day, paddles, make you eat dog food, all kind of stuff like that. You know, nowadays it don't happen like how it used to happen.
Even just hearing that, I'm sorry. It's like, is he purposely naming the most crazy things or just the most common? Like, eating dog, getting paddled, spang, and, but some do that, but it's not like it was. I don't know. Again, these guys seem well-meaning. It seems like he's an advocate for reform, too. What's going on here, Miss Titus?
Yeah, this is Corey Jones. I appreciate him. He's actually, like, his YouTube channel is blowing up. He kind of moved away from the Greek life stuff, but he has a lot of videos talking specifically about Greek life. He's a Sigma, for anybody who can't tell.
The blue and white's supposed to be the denotation that he's a Sigma.
Yeah, Phi Beta Sigma. Yeah. So he says they don't. Some organizations make you eat dog food. I'm wondering if he's saying this in response to the Netflix movie that came out. It was called Burning Sands, and it showed like this really like hardcore picture into what hazing looks like in Black fraternities. And there was a scene where they were eating dog food. So I guess that is a part of the culture in the past. Until I watched Burning Sands, like I didn't even know that was. I don't know if people that I know have actually done that, but yeah, according to Corey, that was definitely a thing.
I feel like almost everybody's tried dog food before. I've tried some dog. You never tried dog food? When you were a little kid and you saw kibbles and bits, like how they were soft and had fun shapes, you weren't like super curious?
I didn't have a dog. I have a dog now, but I didn't have a dog then. So
I'm telling you, when I was now the stuff out of the can, that no interest in even trying it because this is seem, But I'm telling you, the little kibbles and bits, they got these fun shapes with fun colors, and you kind of like this has to be fun. But then you try. If you just take I'm talking about when I'm 6 years old, okay, people? But I knew I wasn't the only one because I asked all my friends, and all of them had tried something, and usually it was kibbles and bits. Sometimes they get you with those little things that look like steaks for the dog treat. They look like steak, but they're all really gross. I guess you could eat them if you had to. From my recollection, though, a little bite of cat food was better than dog food. Dog food was like a lot worse. I was like, okay, I could go with cat food if I had to, but I'm just saying.
I can't relate.
You know what? I think I may be fraternity material based upon this conversation. Because I've also been spanked a whole lot in my life.
I don't know.
And
with
so,
the paddle, I mean, because
my dad had a big paddle. He drilled holes into the wood so it was more aerodynamic. I kid you not. So it would move faster. Then he drew flames on the holes and put a Bible verse on the handle and put it up above the threshold into the hallway.
I can't relate to that one either.
Well, that's why you're spoiled and you got a spoiled dog, but that's all right. We got somebody who's dropping all the names on the screen there. Okay, so blue and white. So just like I can recognize One West camp garments, it looks like you're going to be an expert recognizing the Divine Nine. Here's a 12-second clip.
Tell you right now, I've never seen recited anything, any ritual that say I, Corey Jones, have to put my organization above God. That don't even sound right.
Well, it doesn't sound right. He's got a cross on. Is the man claimed to be some form of a Christian?
I haven't seen him really promote Christianity. I mean, this video is probably the most religious I've heard him really discuss anything. So yeah, I don't know.
What's he talk about on his channel? He said he's blowing up. What does he talk about?
Well, okay, so it used to be Greek life, but now he talks about minimalism because I think he's like, I don't know if he sold this. Yeah.
So like the house that looks like it's from the future, or the app Steve Jobs created it and all that stuff?
He was in a tiny house,
yeah,
and I noticed that video got like 400,000 views. And then there was another one where he was talking about his divorce. It was actually it was a very interesting video. He's very talented. I got to give him that.
Why? What's he do? What's he do talented?
I just think like his skills on videography, like it's very professional. And some of these videos are several years old. See, I'm still trying. I'm trying to get like that one day. I'm not quite there yet.
So you don't like the guys from the Dallas Cowboys camp, but you do like the guys from this blue and white camp. Wait, I'm calling them camps, fraternities.
Camp.
Sorry.
I mean, they are all cool. Like I honestly, the guys that I knew on campus, they were cool. Like I don't have any beef with fraternities and stuff like that. I just some of the things that they say, some of the stuff that's in their material, I can't really rock with that. But I ain't got no issues with none of the fraternities when it comes to that. Yeah,
Well, if they made you eat dog food, you might change your mind. But let's play this next clip.
probably would change my mind.
You
yeah.
know, when we was online, we was always told that everything has a meaning. And you know, a lot of being online was a lot of mental and psychological stuff that was being played on you to basically try to get you to do something that you would do on your own. And you know, I remember throughout the process, there was a point throughout the ritual, there was a point where you were bowing down. You know, you were blindfolded, but you were bowing down. And there was a point where it's like, well, eat the foods of the gods. And it's just like, at the time, you so far in, you like, oh, I'm about to cross. You know, so I ain't really thinking about, it's in the back of my mind, but I'm not about to just be like, oh, no,
I'm out.
I'm out.
You ain't gonna walk out, you know what I mean?
I done paid my $2,000. I done paid, you know, I done paid all this stuff. I done sacrificed this time. I done studied. I done did all this stuff.
I done come way too far now.
And
Walk away.
Right.
What? You ain't gonna do that.
You know, so.
So it sounds like she was in a fraternity as well.
Well, this is a husband and wife. She was a Delta. He was an Alpha. They both got married. They got married, and then they both came out of their organizations. They are so sweet. I mean, I haven't met them, but I've watched this video a couple times. I just love their story.
Eat the food of the gods? What's that all about?
So it's I will say an alleged part of the Alpha ritual, because every time I say anything about their rituals, they say, "Oh, that's not our ritual." Or they'll say, well, you don't know that that's our ritual. So I'm like, I think it's your ritual. Allegedly, when alphas are being initiated, they have to eat food that has been, quote unquote, prepared by the gods. It's like raw macaroni or noodles or something like that.
Oh, that's better than dog food. I
guess so. I interviewed an alpha who came out, and he said, yeah, we actually had to do this, and the noodles were actually pretty gross. So I don't know if you want to eat that either. But
why are they
apparently people have done this.
Why are they ruining my people's food, first of all? You know, but if you have a choice between, you know, raw macaroni, it seems better than dog food. I gotta tell you.
Yeah. Well, the dog food thing, that would be like while you're like pledging, while you're still online.
Right.
This is the actual initiation. So this is like when they're saying, okay, we agree to put you in the organization.
So online means when you're a prospect.
Yes.
And when you're getting initiated means you've been accepted. Now you got to go through this ritual, part of which includes bowing down blindfolded and eating food you don't know what it is. So this is fear factor type stuff.
Correct.
The food of the gods. I want to know why the gods like nasty pasta. What kind of Italian gods are these?
I wish I knew, but I don't.
I wonder if when they make them eat dog food, if they also call it the food of the gods. They're like, no, you misheard us, brother. You're dyslexic. We said food of the dogs, not food of the gods. Come on now. Well, I mean, we're having fun, but none of this is very cool. But, you know, real quick to revisit, because he said, I've never seen anything that says you got to put this organization above God. This is the previous clip. I don't think I focused enough on that. He's obviously responded to something. What's your response to what he said there? Because I guess I kind of overlooked that. Now that I look at hearing about the gods, I'm reminded of him saying that.
I feel like it's a straw man, because a lot of people denounce because they say it's idolatry, or I participated in a ritual that was idolatrous. So he's saying, well, none of our rituals say anything that will go against your Christianity. But if the rituals that I've read online are the actual rituals, I think there's plenty that is at best like really sketchy. You know, I've asked some Christians who are still in the organizations, like, can you explain this to me? And they're like, no, you're not in it, so I can't talk to you about it. Well, to me, from the outside looking in, eating food prepared by the gods, it doesn't give me the warm and fuzzies. So there's that.
Yes,
Yeah, they just, a lot of them don't really address the concerns that are being made by people when they choose to renounce or denounce organizations.
I mean, you think about, though, being a Christian, right? You know, if you talk about rituals, as far as biblical rituals, the sacraments, which sometimes we don't like that word because it gets misconstrued as being Rome or Orthodox. The ordinances, them. 2, baptism, communion. Most churches don't ask an unbeliever to leave during either of those. If they're at a biblically sound church, they should what's called fence the table, which is to explain this is for Christians because we're partaking of the Lord's Supper, recognizing his blood was shed for me. And not taking in an unworthy manner, as 1 Corinthians 11 speaks of, means, first of all, the person would not qualify if they weren't a believer. But second of all, even as a believer, they're in a right state of repentance. And that's part of what communion does, is help to reset you. Baptism is supposed to be a one-time thing for the new believer. And in a lot of churches, you'll invite people to if you say you're a brand new Christian, you invite all kinds of people. And a lot of times people even use it as a chance to witness to folks. Now, everyone's not supposed to be getting baptized, right? Just the proper candidate for baptism. My point by saying that is Christians don't have like secret rituals that we can't talk to outsiders about. We shouldn't. If you're going to, we shouldn't. Like, and it's strange to think then, it's not like you're in the military, like the CIA, where you're like some kind of foreign operative and you can't tell people exactly what you do because lives could be on the line, the future of a country, stability. You're like in this fraternity and you can't talk to outsiders about it. Something's, if you're a Christian, it does seem like there's some issues of loyalties and what's proper and that kind of thing to me.
I agree.
But, they do seem like a fun couple. They seem like cool folks. All right, here, this one's 25 seconds. Let's go.
The lambskin, the white eagle. It is an emblem of innocence and the badge of a mason. More ancient than the golden fleece of the Roman eagle, and more honorable than the star and garter worthily worn. This emblem I deposited to the grave of our deceased brother.
Here, I'm going to play that one again after you explain it a little bit. And next time I play it, I'm going to take our camera off the screen or make it real small so people can even see more of the picture. So this is clearly from a funeral.
Yes, and these are not, this is not a Black Greek letter organization. This is actually a branch of Freemasonry. They are called Prince Hall Freemasons. And I selected this because many of the fraternities founders were Prince Hall Freemasons, and I think they kind of borrow some of their rituals. So you see them holding up the lambskin, and I could be getting this wrong, so don't quote me on this, but I believe the lambskin represents purity. And when someone is buried, they bury that with them. So, yeah.
At Doctor for the Block, when you do your breakout session, you're going to talk mainly about fraternities, but talk a little about Freemasonry. And there does seem to be connections. I wonder if, just like you have the minor leagues in baseball, I wonder if the fraternities are breeding grounds or training grounds, proving grounds to become part of Freemasonry later on.
There has been talks about that. And if anyone saw my interview with Brother P a couple of weeks ago, that's his thought. He says that fraternities were made so that people could kind of get prepped for Freemasonry. But I guess along the line, the fraternities and sororities got so popular that people stopped going into Freemasonry. They were just like, I want to be, I just want to be that thing or this sorority or that fraternity. So I don't know if that's true, but that's what Brother P says.
All right. Well, let's play this again. But first, we actually have a question here. And so I'm going to take this question because some of this is all brand new to folks, and I understand that. And we've got a super chat. So Miss Titus 2, Let me get you on here in the proper way if I can. I'm trying to split the screen. There we go. Shannon M asked a question that may be on a lot of people's minds. So let's come back to our clips. Let's deal with this question here. And here's it is. Can you please explain what Greek life and hazing is? I don't quite understand. I know it has something to do with college, but I'm going to college next year and I have no idea what it is. So Shannon's going to go to college. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so, we started off kind of assuming there's a certain understanding of maybe what Greek life or hazing is. How would you define Greek life, Miss Titus 2?
I can totally relate to Shannon because when I got to school, I saw all these people wearing Go Greek t-shirts and I had no idea what they were talking about. I'm like, what does it mean to go Greek? So fraternities and sororities, that's what we mean by Greek life. There are different types of fraternities and sororities. Unfortunately, because of the culture and society that fraternities and sororities were birthed out of, for lack of a better term, at least in America, there's a lot of segregation. So you have predominantly white organizations and predominantly Black organizations. To get into these organizations or become a member, a lot of people go through a hazing process. Not everyone, and this is illegal. Even all of the organizations have banned them. But what a lot of students do is go through pretty much a process where they are, for lack of a better term, abused to get in. And if you don't do these rituals or activities, you can still possibly get in, but you won't be as respected. But if you are hazed, then you will usually get the respect and get all the benefits that come along with being in the organization. So being in Greek life has a lot of different benefits, like we talked about a little bit earlier, especially from the social aspect. So it's really nice to find a tribe when you get on college. Join this organization, you can find other people who are kind of interested in the same things as you. But yeah, it helps you get involved on campus, and it also looks good on resumes, which is another thing that kind of, I think, draws people in. So I hope that answers the question. If not, let us know.
So, it's strange. You got these Kemits and they want to be Egyptian. You got these other guys that want to be Greek. I mean, I know they're not really saying we're being Greek. I get it, but it's just a strange thing to be like, go Greek, go Greek. I mean, I'm sure they have ways to rectify that and all that stuff. And I can see, especially probably more in the past, some important societal functions. Doesn't mean there weren't problems there. Anyways, Mike B wants to know, are most fraternity members from affluent families? Do students from lower middle class and lower socioeconomic backgrounds join?
Oh, that is also a good question. I'm actually reading a book about that. Okay, so in predominantly white organizations, they are usually, it's easier for you to get in if you're white, conservative, and wealthy. That is absolutely true. And on the onset of Black Greek letter organizations coming into existence, because they came after the white fraternities and sororities, because Black people weren't allowed membership into those. So they came after, but it is still, it was mostly for the Black elite of that time. So doctors, lawyers, people with a lot of money, people a lot of times who are light skinned, don't like to talk about that all the time. But yeah, there's definitely some social classes stuff going on there.
Yeah, this is why, part of the reason I think is because it's far away from my experience, at least because I come from a lower socioeconomic background. And so Black kids and white kids, I didn't know either, who had family members who were all about fraternity life, Greek life, and we were really talking about it because no one I knew was trying to go to college in the first place. So forget about even fraternity. I'm not even exaggerating. Hardly anyone I knew was like, well, yeah, I'm going to college, because this wasn't what anyone talked about or thought about or anything like that. And the few I did, like thinking about something like this was like far away. I mean, the most thing we would talk. I mean, I had some friends who were in the Black Student Union and stuff like that, and there was some stuff with that, but that was like, it's nothing like compared to this. Did the at Hillsdale College, the fictional college in what is it? A Better World, a New World. What is it now? The spinoff from the Cosbys. Did they have fraternities in there?
Oh, A Different World. Yeah, they did.
I figured they would. I'm trying to remember and think back to old episodes. How do they function, or do you remember much about that?
Oh yeah, Different World was one of my favorite shows. Okay, so Whitley was in a sorority.
Okay,
This
see,
is the
that's it.
thing.
I remember that. Yes, okay. I knew there was something in my
Yeah.
mind. That was it. Yep. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so Whitley was in one, and so was Ron. He was in a fraternity, of course.
He was? Okay. I don't remember him being in one.
Whitley
Okay.
in real life, so Jasmine Guy is actually a Zeta, and I think Ron, I can't remember Ron's real name, but I think he's an Alpha. But actors on the show, they could not wear their actual fraternity stuff. Yeah, because
That was a
and if
rule the
you
fraternities made about the actors.
well, I don't know. Okay, I think the real reason that they didn't do it is because they had actors on the show who weren't actually in the organization. So you can't have people who aren't in the
Oh,
orgs wear the stuff, even if it's just for TV. So
I
yeah.
get it. But there's those pictures online where somebody sold their old shirt at the thrift shop, and old white Grandma Jones, who looks like a Trump supporter, is walking down the street or in Walmart with an Alpha shirt.
Wearing an Alpha Omega Psi Phi, yeah, it's quite hilarious. The Greeks do not like it when people donate their letters to charity.
Stop
'Cause that can
stop
happen.
putting your stuff at Goodwill, man. Because next thing you know, it shows up at a Trump rally. It's almost like, I don't know what this is, but that's interesting. The fraternities. What about in Fresh Prince? They had some college scenes.
There was a fraternity, yeah. Somebody because Carlton wasn't accepted. They said Carlton wasn't black enough. He wasn't
Oh, I
down
remember
enough to
that
be in the
scene. That's a
fraternity.
famous. That's
Yeah!
a famous scene. So that was it. Was that at a fraternity party?
Yeah. And it was another like made up fraternity. So yeah, on these TV shows they made up stuff. But sometimes you can catch it. Like there was this show in the 90s called My Brother and Me that used to come on Nickelodeon, and I just watched it, I don't know, a couple months ago, and I could see they had like a Delta thing in the back and an Omega Psi Phi thing.
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
oh, okay, yeah, but they weren't wearing it, but it was on the wall in the background. Black family, of course.
Everyone has their favorite shows from that era, but mine is not anyone else's favorite. It's the Wayans Brothers show.
The Wayans Brothers, oh my
No,
gosh.
but what
I mean,
was the
it's kind
show?
of classic.
What was the show called? Was it called the Wayans Brothers?
It was called the Wayans Brothers,
You
yeah.
know, we're brothers. We're you know what I'm talking about? And wasn't like Witherspoon the dad or something?
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. I don't know. I'm sorry. Someone's gonna get mad, and I'm not doing a good job interviewing you and all this kind of stuff. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, everybody. I'll play this clip one more time just so you can see what's up. And let me just let me make sure I get us.
The lambskin, the white eagle. It is an emblem of innocence and the badge of a nation. More ancient than the golden fleece or the Roman eagle, and more honorable than the star and garter worthily worn. This emblem I deposited to the grave of our deceased brother.
Okay, and we've got this.
Delta? What is a Delta? What is a Delta? What is a Delta? A Delta is what an AKA, what a Zeta, what a B, what a Sigma K, what the Alpha's like, and what the Kappa's love, and what a Q Psi Phi can't get enough of. Ooh, 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 ooh.
I have a natural aversion to cheerleaders. I dislike them. They just seem like cheerleaders to me. Am I missing something? The way their vibe, everything. These are. Sorry. Okay, tell me what's going on here.
It's a part of the culture. I mean, I have to admit, like, it was cool to see this kind of stuff, this kind of camaraderie when I was on campus. These are Deltas. They're the second Black Greek sorority. And I think they have the most membership out of all the Black sororities in existence today. But I picked this one because pretty much all the fraternities and the sororities, they do these chants where they're kind of dissing the other ones. So
Yeah, they're talking trash. I heard them talking trash.
Yeah. So the girls talk trash about the other girls, and the guys talk trash about the guys, but they'll never talk trash about, the opposite gender. But I don't know. It's like like, why are we okay? Like, I understand like a football rivalry, basketball, that kind of I get all of it. It's just like they say it's not real, it's for play, but it is still kind of rude.
Are you allowed to date somebody? Are there like certain fraternities, like if you're in one, like can you date anyone in any fraternity, or like
is it expected? Is that what you're saying? Like, are there? So yeah, the alphas and the AKAs they're called first fams. They partner up a lot because it was the first fraternity, first sorority, and like the AKAs, one of their founders was married to one of the beta chapter alphas. I don't know. It's like it seems like they're very, very similar. So the AKs and the alphas usually link up, and then the deltas and the omegas usually link up.
So it's like a color wheel. Orange goes to blue, purple goes to yellow. So like there's different fraternities that commonly pair up. You know, like in the color wheel, like you got this one goes with that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The easy one to remember is the Zetas and the Sigmas, because they're both blue and white. They're the only ones that are officially like a brother sister. Like that's official. They are a partner.
So you can get with your sister. Got it.
Yeah, and then you have the Kappas and the SG Rose. Sometimes they kind of are affiliated because I think they both were founded in the same state. And then the poor Iotas, they were founded like decades after the last Divine Nine.
Oh, they should have named them Omegas then, because they last.
Yeah, they last, and so they don't have no girls to really link up with.
Oh no, Iotas.
The Iotas, and they don't get as much love. I've never actually met one, to be honest with you.
Rare species. Let's play this clip one more time because this was fun. Let me play this one more time right here.
Delta? What is a delta? What is a delta? What is a delta? A delta is what an AKA, what a zeta, what a beta, what a sigma K, what the alpha's like, and what the kappa's love, and what a Q side 5 can't get enough of. What?
All right, I mean, like I said, just on a visceral level, never been a fan of cheerleaders, and that just reminds me of cheerleaders. But I don't know, that's just my personal. You don't want to get that in the way.
It's the culture. It's the culture. I mean, I respect it. They took something and they made it their own. So that, like, there's a lot of things I can appreciate about Black Greek life, and I'm like, I can't overlook these other things, especially when you're claiming to be based on Christian principles. I'm just saying.
All right, next clip.
It's just you going.
Wait, what's he pointing to? What's happening? What's happening in this clip?
Oh, and also there might be some language, so just FYI.
Language. All right. Well, they should be used to it in this channel. I mean, I play Hebrew Israelites half the time. All right, here we go. Language warning. NSFW.
It's just you going too far now. I'm pretty on my left. I'm pretty on my right. I'm so damn pretty I can't sleep at night. I'm pretty on my right side like I'm pretty on my left. I'm so damn pretty I can't stand myself. Ow, ow, ow. Well, well, well. Noob slang 12. Can you say yo baby, yo baby, yo, 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 yo motherfuckers, yo. Shit. Better than a motherfucker. We smoke the dope. We drink the wine. Doop, doop, motherfucker. It's party time. We wear the clothes. We pimp the hoes. Noop, noop, motherfuckers. That's the way it goes. Do this. Motherfuckers, do this.
I'm laughing too, bro. So, these organizations clearly build up the family and they're good for the community, right?
Yes. Obviously.
So what he's saying you're going too far, but he's reveling. What's happening here? Is he criticizing, or what's happening?
It's been a while since I watched this, but I pulled it because it's funny. This is Kevin Samuels. You know, y'all know Kevin Samuels really blew up over the last year or two for his relationship advice, aka like really being pretty harsh on Black women. But anyway, so yeah,
who would have thought a guy talks trash about women and he becomes popular amongst men? Who would have thought?
Yeah. So he's a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. They are Crimson and Cream guys, and yeah, that's one of their calls. I don't know. I forget what you call them. Calls, strolls, whatever. They have these. It's a chant. That's what it is. It's a chant. So they repeat these things like, and they pass them down. So everybody keeps saying these same chants over and over. But it's just funny. This is a Christian organization. Why is Nationals not mad at him for saying this? Like, there was a show on VH1 called Sorority Life, and there were Deltas on there that were fighting and stuff. I guess they just weren't. They didn't act like Deltas were supposed to act, so they got kicked out of the sorority. But people do this kind of stuff all the time. It's on camera. If you search YouTube, you'll find all kind of stuff like this. It's not hard at all, but people turn a blind eye to it. So yeah, I just thought this was kind of funny.
So it's not like this is the only fraternity that has a chant like that. Is that what you're saying?
No, they all, especially the guys. Yeah, they all say some pretty crude
Pimp the
stuff.
hose? Because I mean, I could see, okay, like, you know, I don't like cheerleaders. I already said that 500 times. But I still get, you know, we're these guys love us. These guys, you know, these other ones can't be us. Okay, I get that. You know, that's not really, whatever, right? Okay. But this is like kind of different. You know, this. I mean, this sounds like, you know, this is different, right? You talk about pimping the hose and just, you know.
Yeah, it's perverted. And I read in there's this book called Fraternities and Sororities, African American Fraternities and Sororities. Like, this is a way that they kind of build up their street cred. It's almost like how they market themselves to get people to want to be a part of it. You know, join our fraternity, you can get a lot of girls. And then the girls, on the other hand, like, they won't say anything sexual because they look at that as being disrespectful and that's not ladylike, but they'll brag about being able to take somebody else's man. I'm so pretty, I'll take your man. So it's just, yes.
I mean, that's like okay. Wasn't I could take your man if I want to. You know what I'm talking about? What song is that?
I don't know what song that is, but I think I've heard it before.
Yeah, it was like one of the first TikTok videos I saw blow up when I first started saying, what is this TikTok? I remember one of the first ones that was always on there was, I could take your man if I want to. Tell him something to him want to. I forget what exactly, but okay, take your man, yeah. Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting? He still remembers these. And, you know, I assume it's been a while since he's been in college. And he still can drop it down, you see? Here's the next clip.
86, our gift, our heart. Let me spell it for you. Kamal. And that final A, that's for Alpha, Kappa, Alpha, excellence. God has cradled us in his hands. And now we shine, sorors. We've got ourselves a winner. We shine. We shine.
Why is this junior CEO for Delta? I mean, she looks like she's like a CEO of, you know, like Delta Airlines or something. Why is she dropping a slam poem about sororities? What is happening here?
So this was, I took the time to watch the AKA's Founders Day celebration about a year ago. And this was when the election was over, and Kamala Harris is a member of the AKA sorority. So like, anytime somebody who is famous and who's also in one of these organizations like accomplishes something huge, like
local boy done good, local girl done good.
Yeah, they're like, see, you know, God favors us and we're so great and we're so awesome.
He cradled us in his hands, crafting our colors as the first thing he made right after the divine light shone so that the beauty and radiance could be seen. And now the crimson and cream and crimson shine throughout the galaxy upon us, sisters. We were crafted in splendor, reveled in glory, and made to be the cream of the planet Earth. Won't you join us? What's going on, bro? It's weird.
It just seems a little idolatrous to me. It's just, it almost seems like, I mean, I guess this is technically veneration, but this is, I'm sorry, it creeped me out. It creeped me out a little bit.
Next one.
Singing our songs, seems like we've been around for oh so long. We thank the mighty God day by day because he pointed to the ladies and said that is a way. Oh, didn't wanna be no VST.
Are they trash talking another fraternity at that end? Was that some more?
Sorority, yep. So the earlier one was the Deltas talking trash about them and all the other sororities. Now they're throwing it back because there's a bit of a rivalry, especially between the AKs and Deltas.
Yeah, but it's not that impressive if there's only. I mean, how many are there more in the back?
Yeah, there's more coming.
Someone
yeah.
needs. Don't they need to be in formation a little tighter? Because it looks like. And also, I could hear them breathing heavy. I'm not saying I'm in great shape, but I think they need to do some cardio.
I mean, they're in heels. To be fair, I think they're in heels.
Okay. I mean, it sound like SWV out of breath up there.
Oh my God.
Singing our songs seems like we've been around for oh so long. We thank the mighty God day by day because he pointed to the ladies and said that is a way.
So they thank the Almighty God day by day because he showed them what fraternity to join.
Sorority, yes.
So, sorry. Yeah, because it's sorority. My bad. See, I'm a novice at this, but my goodness.
Yeah, God told them that this is the way, AKA is the way.
So, the other girls did look like they were having more fun, I gotta say. But,
well, okay, so this is a probate. This is like those are two different events. Like, so these are brand new members. The people who are coming to see them, especially if they're the students, they don't know who's about to come out. Like, this is a big deal. I've gone to dozens and dozens of probates at school. It was like one of the major events. Like, oh yeah, I've been to plenty of them. I've even like gone when. Before I really did all my research on this, like I went to some of my friends' schools, like, hours away to go see, like, oh my goodness, I can't wait. So yeah, this is like a big deal. So this was them coming out to present themselves to the campus. So everybody knows who all the new members are. The other clip is like people who've already been in it for a while. So like that looked like it might have been like a basketball game or a football game or something like that. Or it might have been like a Greek event or something. So yeah.
This is truly a whole world and society and culture unto its own.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
There is nothing better than that brown and gold. But with each line, there is a story to be told. Envisioning nightly terrors of never.
Hold on. Did the director tell them, hey, stand in line in a crouch position and look like you're constipated?
Yeah, they have to do that. That's a part of the culture.
Why they got numbers on them?
Oh, okay. So every line has a number, and it's funny. Like if somebody drops line, like say, right now you can see number 1, number 2. The person behind them is supposed to be number 3, but say number 3 dropped out, like then number 4 wouldn't become number 3. Then it would go 1, 2, 4. So yeah, everybody's got a number.
That one dude looks like he's about to go number 2.
No.
So again, this is like a slam poetry event. That's what I see. Nothing better than our. Okay, let's play this. I don't want to interrupt the speech.
Crossing those burning sands, we had to see the light or be damned to dig our own grave. See, the epitome of a centaur is his will to overcome. And we have done the impossible to become one. We are one.
We are one. All right. Scott Hughes does not like the show tonight. He says I'm a QAnon worshiper looking down on them. Scott, I love you, and I won't judge you for judging me. The out of breath thing is just being silly with some of this. We're obviously, mainly me. It's not Miss Titus 2's fault. Having fun with some of this, but at the same time, we're we're playing this and really looking at it, I think it give you a window to what's going on. I mean, with that clip right there, what event is this and what is all happening here exactly?
Yeah, this is another probate show. These are the Iotas. So this was the final Divine Nine fraternity that I think they were started in the 1960s. So they are like brand spanking new. They all have to do these speeches when they come out. So this masculine face, they do this from what I can tell or from what I've read, like it goes back to military influences. So that's why even girls do this at some of the probates. I think Deltas probably are more so. Well, no, they kind of all do it. But you have to look mean during some of these things. And yeah, you've got the members in the back with the suits and stuff. Those are their brothers who probably pledged them and got them in the process.
It's very thematic. I don't know how to. Shout out to all the super chatters, by the way, Scott and Sarks. I mean, it almost looks like you wouldn't have to do much, and this could look like the set of like a movie set. Like it has a kind of cinematic, thematic quality, you know, like visually striking. What is on there? What are they stamped with? Do you know what that is?
I don't. These just look like costumes because they have different themes and stuff. So I've seen all kind of different outfits and stuff that they wear at these. So I can't remember what their theme was, but there are several different little skits. Like this part, they were really, really serious, but then there were other parts that were quite hilarious. So like you really have people putting on funny shows and like they put a lot of work into it. So yeah, probates, they're fun to watch. I'm not even gonna lie, they're very fun to watch.
You know, it's interesting because like people will, I mean, there's all kinds of silly stuff you and I both know that happens at churches across the world, really. And sometimes people do silly stuff in the name of whatever they're trying to do with their service. But I don't know. If it's like sometimes I feel like maybe we should cut some of the crazy church people some slack. Because, I mean, they're doing their thing and they're doing their thing. I don't know. I think he might have stomped too hard. If he stomped, because it looks like it got his knee.
You know what? There's quite a few of these where you see people on crutches. I don't know. Maybe some of them are like athletes that got injured. But I've seen a few where they're like hobbling in. So hopefully they didn't get hurt during the process. But he
said cross the burning sands. And you mentioned that as a title of a movie. Is that like a common phrase amongst everybody or what?
Yeah, because apparently before you can get initiated, you have to quote unquote cross the burning sands. I've heard people have actually had to walk across like hot sand.
Oh my goodness.
Some people say that it's just a metaphor for another type of process that they do before they can get in. Now, again, I don't know because I've never had to cross the burning sands, but
that's because you're GDI. What would you know about that? I can't even talk to you about this stuff. Okay, so crossing the burning sands may be literal or could be some kind of metaphor for essentially the rigmarole that you have to go through to get some play. Yeah. All right, let's play this next clip. What is this?
This is another AKA probate.
Okay, who's up there? What are they looking at?
Well, okay, so this is an AKA. It's signature AKA, like they always put their hands out like that and look up to the sky. So it's just that's their signature, one of their signature things.
Okay. And they got to wear those belts, those tie belts, huh? And this is okay. Here we go. Like I said, here we go. I didn't realize they were like in front of that many people. I thought there was like a rehearse, but a camera pans over. Where are they? What is going on? This is like a big event.
Yeah, I think they're in a gym or something. Yeah. Some of the sororities are known to they might have 100 girls on the line. I mean, maybe not that many, but it can be a whole lot of people. Yes, the probate, their heart, their soul, and their mind belongs to AKA.
Could a Christian? No, let me say it this way. Should a Christian female join and say this?
Clearly, my opinion is no. I've heard some of them, especially the ones who come out of it, they're like, you know what, I felt wrong about saying this, so I would just pretend to say it, but not actually say it, whether it was this song or a prayer they might say, whether it's at initiation or at a chapter meeting. They just were like, I know I shouldn't say that, but God knows my heart, so I'm just going to not say that particular part.
Well, I guess the AKAs know your heart too, because they got your heart. You know I'm about to read Matthew chapter 22, verse 34. But when the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together, and one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question to test him. Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law? And he said to him, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the great and first commandment. And the second is like it, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Unless they're from an opposing sorority. Just kidding. On these two commandments depend all the law and the prophets. But I mean, look, my heart and my mind and my soul, that is literally what Jesus says belongs to God, first and foremost. This is the greatest command. And he says that this sums up the law, the prophets. On these two commandments depend all the law and the prophets. That's Matthew 22. Okay. D. Prather, Truth Revealed. I've been seeing your comments, and I understand that you're sympathetic to the folks we're playing in the videos, but I got to tell you, this excuse just doesn't cut it. These are college kids, guys. We know they're college kids. That's where fraternities and sororities mainly function. We know they're college kids. What does that mean, though? Should any person of any age be pledging their heart and their soul and their mind, if they're a Christian especially, but even if they're not, my goodness, to some other organization? To an organization? To anyone besides Christ? They're college kids. What does that mean, though? Just everything's okay? I mean, look, we're not even focusing on the hate. I gotta tell you, this is your area, not mine, but the little pushback and feedback makes me want to be like, okay, I'm going to have you on and we're going to do a show just focusing on the hazing then. Because we're not even doing that right now. And you're going to go there? Well, I don't understand. Wait, what does that mean? It means they are young fraternities and not demonic. We never, maybe someone in the chat, we didn't say, we didn't say everything is demonic. And again, we know they're young, but what does that mean? So what? We don't... D. Prather, do you excuse this? And you saw the older lady saying some crazy stuff too. So it sticks with you for life, apparently. You know, Kevin was doing the whole chant. You know that he learned when he was young, train up a child in the way they should go, which is not to make the first greatest commandment towards some fraternity. I don't understand. Or to glorify things that God hates, we pimp the hoes. I mean, hey, yeah. D. Prather, is that what you would teach college kids, to pimp hoes? Well, they're just college kids. It's okay to pimp hoes when you're a college kid, right? I didn't make the chant up. They did. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know. I don't understand. What kind of defense is that? They're college kids.
Yeah. Do we not have kids all over the world who are professing Christians, some of them giving up their lives for Jesus? So I'm sure they're way younger than college kids. So why does an 18-year-old get a pass? Like, I knew that you weren't supposed to pledge yourself to anybody other than God when I was in college. And I say that as someone who, like, I wanted to join a sorority. I didn't know as much then as I know now. And a lot of these kids don't. And a lot of them are probably churched, but not necessarily biblically literate. So some of them probably really don't even know the problem with this, which is sad.
Yeah, I'm a Sigma. Nothing ever evil happened when I pledged. So what's the point? So you didn't do a ritual where you had to eat food of the gods or you got spanked. If that's true, then that's cool. Unless you don't think that that kind of stuff is suspect. You never did a chant where you said pimp hoes. I hope not. You said you have 2 daughters. I'm glad you have 2 daughters. But do you want them to date a guy who brags about pimping hoes? I don't understand you, brother. I'm trying to be with you on this, but I don't understand your defenses. They're not thought out. I've noticed a lot of people that come out of these organizations, their mind is clouded by these chants and these positive experiences they've had. Like, and you're strawmanning us. We're not sitting around saying this is demonic, that's demonic. It's just like, don't give your allegiance to someone other than God when God is the only one that deserves it. Come on, man. Let's play this next clip. It's only going to get worse.
I said, yo, baby! Yo, baby! Yo! 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 Yo, goddamn! Yo, goddamn! Yo, goddamn! Yo, goddamn! Yo, motherfucker!
So that's the same one Kevin was in, Cream and Crimson. And if you're in those guys, you are required, I guess, if you're on the line or out there, whatever, to take the Lord's name in vain. No.
So I think I've got like at least 3 clips of them saying that, and I only sent you a couple of them. But yeah, this is, again, common. And Kappas aren't the only ones who do this. I have videos of Alphas doing the same thing.
I don't understand what you're saying by this, by the way. Deep Prather, he says, no, just pledged. Who pimps hoes, not I. I believe it was, okay. Well, look, the point of today is not that there's a problem with chanting, wearing masks, painting your face, wearing uniforms, shouting, being loud, stomping, even having organizations, chanting, yelling, being exuberant, singing, having fun, doing demonstrations. I mean, I could go down the list of what is not the problem. The problem is what's being said and promoted and the ideas behind it, the substance of it, the content of it. That's what we're talking about. So here, you're a Christian. You're not doing an AKA, at least not in this, where you say you pledge your heart and your soul and your mind, but you do got to go say GD. Seems to be a problem. Seems to be a problem. But I mean, I don't know. Let's see here. Thanks for the super chat, Scott. Any org, there is a pledge of loyalty. I knew this was going to come out. I knew someone was going to try to make an equivalency to this. Even the army sappers pledge to an idol. What's the idol they pledge to? This is similar to worshiping Trump and making hate into doctrine. My goodness, I don't know what Trump has to do with anything tonight. I don't see how Trump has anything to do with it, or QAnon. Not really into either of those things, so it's irrelevant. But the army, do they say when you sign the contract that you pledge your heart and your mind and your soul? No. I knew this was going to happen, equivalency. Oh, look, he answered. Kappa Alpha Psi. That's the one that was trying to get him at U of A, Kappa Alpha Psi. Have we talked about them tonight?
Yeah, they're the ones on the screen right now.
Oh, so, okay. Wait, is that who you're saying? Is that who you're saying, bro? Did you text me back? Yep, okay. That's who he said. Okay. Yeah, so Cream and Crimson. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so that's who tried to get him too. Well, hey, if it's good enough for Kevin, right? Good enough for all of us, right? Okay. Let's boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Boom, clip. You did a good job on the clip. What did they say? Peace and happiness. I'm going to give it to Omega. What did they say?
All my love, my peace, and happiness, I'm going to give it to Omega.
Why would you give your peace? Oh.
That's what I've always wanted. Like, God doesn't require us to give our peace away. He is our peace. Like, you don't have to give it away if you're a Christian. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, it's my peace and my love and my happiness.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these organizations, they require you to say things that are only for the Lord. It looks like, like things that I could even if you weren't a believer in Jesus Christ, it seems like you would say, hey, that doesn't belong over here. That's for my family, or that's for, I don't know, myself, I guess. If you're not like. Unless you just don't take it serious, but it seems like people take it serious.
They become their families on college campuses. I mean, they really feed into the brother thing. That's what me and Brother P talked about a couple of weeks ago. He was like, people get wrapped up because I really can call this person and they'll give me the shirt off their back. They'll let me sleep on their couch when I'm out of town. They'll bring me food. They'll come see me in the hospital. Like, it's that deep. And like Walter said in the clip earlier, when you have damaged individuals joining these organizations, I guess it doesn't really faze them to give their peace, their happiness, their soul, their mind, and all those things to an organization.
Well, I mean, we're all damaged. Is he saying there's like a particular preponderance of damaged people to join these? Because I thought it was also a lot of higher socioeconomic people. I mean, is it really that's like an explanation you hear for why people join gangs. They don't have a family, looking for family, alternate family, da-da-da-da. But like I said, we're all damaged. But is that a common thing to say, well, these are damaged individuals? They seem like they're like the future cream of society.
Yeah, some people say they're the cream of the crop. So like only the best of the best get in organizations. And to me, that kind of sounds like an escape route. Like, we acknowledge that people in the organizations have done awful things, but that's because the way that we're not doing a good enough job of weaning out the people because we keep picking damaged people.
I believe in God, bro. Yes, they are saying profane things. Yes, things we all did as teenagers, unaware of what we were doing. Well, brother, I hear you, but if they're unaware and they're doing them, part of what we're trying to do with the show is to make people aware that this isn't good, so stop defending it. Judah the Lion, our resident Hebrew Israelite, also known as Judah the Chameleon, says, all due respect, where are the whites here? Miss Titus 2, are you willing to come back in a couple of months and do a white fraternity show? Because I knew we would get that.
Sure.
And
I'm actually doing more research on them now. I think we're focusing on the Black Greek letter organizations now because I knew more about them. But I think we definitely,
I'm not the man for the job. Like I said, I know nothing about these. No one's trying to recruit me anywhere. And whenever I think of a frat person, I mean, I don't have high views and high opinions. And so I'm totally okay with throwing them all the way under the bus just as well. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I think the difference is I haven't really heard as many of these white organizations on the social side say that they are Christian based. So if I saw that, then that would be another red flag. It's one thing for people to say these things and not say that they're Christian based, but for you to say we're followers of Jesus, but then also say GD this and we'll pimp holes here and giving you love, joy, peace, happiness, soul, mind, like there's a problem.
Right. I mean, you seem incredibly clear-headed about this. I don't know what's wrong with you people in the chat. Isn't she speaking facts? Come on, man. Someone else. What are the white fraternities and sororities doing? Probably just as stupid and worse stuff. Don't they drink themselves to death, basically?
They've got their own brand of hazing, and what's major in these white organizations is racism. Sorry,
really?
there's racism, but again, that's another whole conversation. We can definitely go there in the future.
I'm totally with it. I have no love for when I say no love, understand what I'm saying. Some ex-fraternity Christian, like Vocab said, he doesn't love it. Oh my goodness, yeah. What is this? And that's a chant I've heard every MPHC org sing.
Yeah, MPHC is like all of the Divine Nine is more of a nickname. MPHC is the council that they're all a part of. So they're different organizations, but they're all in this umbrella organization known as MPHC.
Oh, so he's saying like they're all singing this stuff.
Yeah, they all do have renditions of this particular song
Oh,
that
wow.
the Jews are singing. Yeah, they kind of changed the words up a little bit, but yeah, they all
Okay.
because this was the same thing that the AKA is just saying, right? It's the same melody.
Right. Okay.
They just changed the lyrics to put
Mhm.
Omega in there instead of AKA.
Okay, the secret sauce is getting revealed. BA, please drop some more comments. You seem like one of the few sane people in the live chat tonight. Help us out, okay? Help us out a little bit more here. I'm putting some of the comments on the screen, not reading them all, but putting them. Shout out to Paul P for the super chat. And let's see who else we got here. Man, this is yeah, Marie says, aren't D9 orgs very closely linked to Freemasonry? It's considered to be full circle. Oh, full circle. Is that a term? Full circle, if you do both, that's a term?
I don't know. That's new to me, but it could be. A lot of people do go from fraternity to Freemasonry because obviously the girls can't become Freemasons. They can become Eastern Stars.
Oh, I forgot about the Eastern Stars. Oh, yeah. Forgot about There were so many teen Greek movies in the 2000s that romanticized the Greek life as a non-American. That's how I come to knowledge about it. So we got some non-American who's talking about this is fascinating. This is a whole new. You could be a YouTuber and just talk about this stuff, I think.
Yeah, I mean, people have been talking about it for years. Recently, it's like every month now somebody's coming out and denouncing particularly this brand of Greek life. So it's a trend right now.
And they're definitely kicking back, but I got to tell y'all, some of you guys can step and it looks good, and I admit it, but your arguments suck. Y'all need to step up your game on your apologetics, man. The purple and gold guys, sometimes people confuse IUIC with those guys.
I can see why.
Yeah. Here we go.
We got to understand that a lot of people do worship these organizations. They'll fight you over their organizations. You can't say nothing bad about their organization without them, jumping down your throat and things like that. And again, a lot of people in these organizations claim to be Christians, and they won't even defend the cross the way they defend the letters on their chest.
What? He can't let me play that again. Someone went in.
We got to understand that a lot of people do worship these organizations. They'll fight you over their organizations. You can't say nothing bad about their organization without them, jumping down your throat and things like that. And again, a lot of people in these organizations claim to be Christians, and they won't even defend the cross the way they defend the letters on their chest.
He's just laying it out there. Okay, again, somebody with some sense.
Yeah, I picked this couple too. They're cool. She was a Zeta, he was a Sigma, so they were in the brother-sister organization, and they got married, and they both denounced, and so they shared their story. And I just, I want to share some good ones too. People come out and they see the issues, and they can, be very transparent and tell us what's going on, because obviously there's only but so much I can find out, but it's just nice to hear their stories.
Is he like an apologist, or does he do like apologetics? Because he's talking about defending the cross.
I haven't seen him really do any other apologetics videos, but I've seen him and his wife on a panel talking more about Greek life and their married life and stuff like that. So I don't know if they're doing any more videos, but this was a good one.
Somebody in the live chat is talking about Kemetic fraternities instead. That's not a thing, is it?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I mean, okay, so Freemasonry has borrowed from these ancient mystery religions, which I think kind of gets into Egyptology, and then Greek organizations have borrowed from Freemasonry. So I guess there kind of could be. I don't know.
All right, fascinating. Okay, we got some. Let's see, 4 clips left. Let's knock these out.
Who have this misconception about Greek life, and the one word is ignorance. And a lot of people don't know it, so out of their own assumption, they assume that you're leaving God, you're putting Greek or the fraternity above God, you're out of the body of Christ. When really all of these fraternities and sororities were founded within the body of Christ. If you go back to the founders, the Jews, whatever, most of them were founded on very much Christian principles, educated black women and men who needed to be together while they were in a society that said they were nothing and trash. So it made them, I mean, if you go back to the history of why.
So this is like a fraternity / sorority apologetics panel?
Yeah, I think they were having some kind of discussion on Greek life. I picked this one because this guy is, I'm sure he's some type of influencer now. And I found this, I was like, yo, I've seen him all over Instagram, but I don't know his name. So if anybody in the live chat knows who this guy is, please put his name in there so I can watch some of his other videos, see if I can find anything else. But yeah, it's just the whole, well, we are based on Christian principles. These were started by Christians, so leave our organizations alone.
I mean, my guy, listen, man, he's saying you speak or criticize the fraternities and whatnot out of ignorance. Well, when we ask you about your secret rituals and you can't tell us, what do you expect? Man. Well, you know, the Bible does say that Jesus came to save the Greeks too, so so there's still hope.
And he did.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he did.
and he did. All right, let's see what's going on in this one right here. I think I heard Kirk.
You did hear Kirk. Someone in the live chat answered my question, and now I remember that guy.
Reginald Sharp,
says,
pastor in
Reginald
Chicago.
Sharp. He is the one that went viral, I think, for telling his members, don't call us asking when the church is going to open back up. We can open back up when COVID is over. Went viral. Okay. That's where I know him from. So I don't know.
Okay.
How did I find this clip? I have no idea. I don't even remember how I found it.
Holy Ghost. Is that like
Holy
the dude's
Ghost.
name, or is that like the move, or what's the Holy Ghost
That's
about?
his line name. So they give all of the new initiates, or they call them neos, they give them line names. And they called him Holy Ghost, I guess, because he may have been either the only Christian online or maybe the most Christian of all the Christians online. And I'm just like, number 5, do you not see a clear issue with calling yourself Holy Ghost? Dancing to Revolution does not Christianize the fact that you're like that you're joining this organization, and then you have the audacity to let them call you Holy Ghost and not see a problem. I can't.
My homie Mike says these are neos.
Yeah, brand new. This is a probate.
Okay. Oh, so that's what.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was number 5. Is that what that where it says 5? He is like he was
Yeah.
the 5th guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and at the same probate again, they said some pretty foul stuff about women. I can't remember if it was before or after this, but either way, it was in the same show. Like, how can you dance to Kirk Franklin 1 minute and then be gyrating and talking about doing this and doing that to a woman? And it's just ridiculous.
BA, interesting bio. I'm a Christian that left one while I was still in college in 2012. Forgot most of it, but things like this bring back a few things to memory. I was only at a few months after I crossed. You know, maybe BA should talk to Miss Titus too.
You trying to come on, bro?
Well, I'm not saying tonight we got to wind up, but I'm saying like...
Well, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, if he's trying to do an interview, because I've been interviewing a lot of people who've come out, so I
Yeah,
would
it's
love
nice to
interview.
see a guy, you know, he's got a little experience and knowledge, and he's got some sense about him. If you can be look at Miss Titus too, MISSTYTUS number 2, and I think that you guys maybe have a good conversation, public, private, see what happens. and let us know what your line name was. It's almost like, hey, I'm a Christian, so let's call that guy God. I'm a Christian. I'm Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian. What do you expect my name to be? I'll just go with, is there a problem? Am I missing something? No, it's cool. What song? Kanye. That'll work. That'll make it okay. Okay, and then we can pimp the hoes. Correct. We'll use Kanye for that too. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you heard Kanye's going to charge people $200 for his next album. That's what he said.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that too. He's like, I'm taking control of my music.
The Prather Truth Revealed says his line name was Vader.
Oh.
All right, Vader. Well, hold on. I got
Good gracious Father.
It was Vader. I got something for that. Let's see here if this works here. Does this? Okay.
If you only, if you only knew the power of Kappa Delta.
Wait, what's a good name? What one? I forgot the names. I don't know.
If you only knew the power of the Cream and Crimson, join me as father and son, and we can rule the colleges.
Okay, sorry. He was Vader. I don't know. Okay, so somebody's praying while wearing masks. This looks like they're about to put on the Easter pageant, but that's probably not what it is.
They're praying before they come out for their probate.
Are they about to say or do some weird stuff when they go out to the probate, or is it just...
the same kind of stuff we've kind of already seen. But yeah, I thought this prayer was interesting.
All right, here we go.
Good gracious Father, we're so thankful for this opportunity, Father God, that you have blessed us, each and every single one of us, to be Alpha Kappa Alpha women, Lord. And we take that opportunity and we walk with it proudly, Father God. I pray for Fall 16 tonight, Lord. I ask that you move through each and every single one of them, Father God. I ask that any worry, any stress, or any strain that may be on them, Lord, that you remove it, and that you allow them to have fun tonight, and that they just enjoy themselves and continue to bond through this experience, Father God. And these are the blessings we ask in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Okay.
Asking God to bless their coming out show, and they actually, the girl that prayed, so they did like a little tribute to her, because that's very common too. The neos they'll have a speech prepared for each of the people that helped bring them in. So they had her dance into a Kirk Franklin song too, is kind of common. But yeah, they're praying to God and thanking God for giving them the opportunity to be AKAs, because it's such a special privilege. And don't get me wrong, like, I get it, but the fact that it's so exclusive, and it's just like, oh God, thank you that not many people could join this organization, but you blessed me to be a part of it. It's just, it just doesn't scream the attitude of Christ.
Man. Well, this, yeah, dear Lord, I want to thank you for the opportunity to give my heart and soul and mind to another organization. I just want to thank you for that opportunity right now, that I can just give the first and greatest commandment over to this organization created in the 18 or 1900s. Thank you, Lord. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here.
See, they think I can handle this, and this is what it's about. And you go through and you do it. Know yourself, man. Know yourself and know what you're capable of before you try to join, because that's where all this denouncing and stuff come from. And I made a video on this already, but that's where that come from, because people join and they don't know themselves, and they're thinking the organization is switching and changing them, but they didn't know themselves from the get-go, so they're allowing the organization to change them and become something that they never thought they would become. They weren't strong enough in their own mind to get away from all the stuff that might be making them feel like they're changing. You know what I'm saying? If you're strong in the mind and you're comfortable with who you are, nothing can change you. Once you know who you are, you don't allow outside things and outside opinions and outside antics and all this to make you feel a certain type of way or make you feel different, because you're strong in the mind and you know who you are. So everything is a mental game.
Everything is a mental game, okay?
They don't haze, though. They don't
know
haze,
thyself is a Masonic term. Sorry, go ahead. I'm just reading the chat. My bad.
No, it's fine. This is another Corey Jones video. I think I may have actually meant to send you another one, but this is one where he says the fraternities, they enhance who you already are, but they're
Right.
not
Okay.
supposed to change you. But then later he says, we're trying to make you a better you. So it's like, so you are trying to change me.
Right.
And in African American fraternities no. This is actually a book by Ricky Jones. He says that ritual processes, like the whole point of them is to perfect the individual. And I think that's where we kind of get into some like religious stuff. Oh, I forgot I sent you that.
Oh yeah.
I forgot I sent you that.
So I'll read this and you break it down. Let's see here. Oops. Oh man, hold on. Let me fix this, people. Don't just give me a second here. Brought to light. Section 15. All members shall say, behold. Hold on.
Behold.
As the candidates blindfold withdrawn, and he sees
Alpha Phi Alpha, the light of the world,
in large letters just over the altar. The presiding officer then reads the following from the 4th chapter of the Ephesians. All right. I therefore beseech you, brother, that ye will worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called, with all loneliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love, and endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, even as ye are called in hope of your calling. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is above all and through all, and in you all. But unto every one is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Christ. This I say therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind. By the way, other Gentiles indicates these may be Gentiles, that's for you Hebrew Israelites, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of God through the ignorance that is in them, because the blindness of their heart. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you, with all malice, and be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ's sake hath forgiven you. The candidate shall then be made comfortable. Okay, I don't know what any of this means. I mean, I know what the Bible verses mean, and I like them, but what else is happening here?
Well, to be fair, okay, so I've asked alphas what this meant. And again, I was told I can't tell you that because you're not a part of the organization, but it doesn't mean that alphas actually think that we're the light of the world and that we think that we're God. Because I'm like, isn't Jesus the light of the world? Isn't the church the light of the world? And it's disturbing to me because as far as I know, you don't have to be a Christian to be an alpha. You have to believe in a God to be an alpha, but I don't know that you have to be a Christian. So if everyone has to read this, and then at the end you're saying the candidate shall then be made comfortable, as if, well, they read this, so obviously they're a Christian, so they're eternally okay. That's problem number, I don't know, it's probably problem number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at this point. But then I also noticed that they took out like all the verses in this passage that talk about Jesus. So like they skipped like 6 verses in the middle.
Okay. What does it mean to be made comfortable? They like give them a massage or something? Like
I don't know. Earlier in the ritual, it talks about like how they're not supposed to like forcefully lay hands on them or something like that. So it sounds like, okay, maybe I've been beating them up before this ritual, but don't beat them up during the ritual.
No spanking. No more spanking. I know you've got used to that, but no more. Wasn't no spanking.
I don't know, but the Gentiles things, because I'm like, okay, if this whole passage is about the alphas being, I forgot.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know if you're still going on that. Go ahead.
Yeah, because see, I'm looking at this on my phone. It still has the other thing pulled up, but we can go ahead and move off from that.
Okay, so this is from Kappa Alpha Psi 1911. I guess they were founded in 1911.
Yep, 1911, yep.
It was clear at the outset that the new fraternity would not worm over principles or practices of other organizations, nor would the new fraternity seek its members in the manner of other Greek organizations from among the sons of wealthy families or families of social privilege. These men of vision decided the fraternity would be more than another social organization. Reliance would be placed upon high Christian ideals, it says, and the purpose of achievement. Okay. Well, I mean, sounds good, right?
These are the same ones who just said GD, GD. Same ones, right?
Oh, well, I mean, this page seems halfway decent to me. It's meritorious, you know, it's like based upon merit, not just your background and all that. Okay, that seems good, but
this is what is available to the public. But when you read the alleged ritual, there's a lot of talking about, like, they do these plays where you have to sacrifice yourself to a Greek god, and you have to bow at the oracle and then seek wisdom from the oracle, and there's just a lot of weird stuff going on.
Sacrifice yourself to a Greek god.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, here I doing such and such for Athena or whoever.
It's the Delphic shrine.
My goodness.
It's the Delphic shrine, so
they're just not using letters. They're like going Greek, I guess.
Literally going Greek. And again, so what they're saying on the website seems to be contradicting what is the alleged ritual. We can give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that isn't their actual ritual, but I haven't heard anybody say, no, that doesn't belong to us.
Let's see what else is on this website. The founders were God-fearing and serious-minded young men who possessed the imagination, ambition, courage, and determination to defy custom in pursuit of a college education and careers. The ideals of the church were an important foundation of the fraternity. One of the 5 objectives of the fraternity is to promote the spiritual, social, intellectual, and moral welfare of members. Many aspects of the fraternity's rights are ingrained in Christianity ideals and contained excerpts from the Bible. All right, well, GD.
But these aren't supposed to be religious organizations, but that to me, like, to promote the spiritual, social, intellectual, moral welfare of members. If it's not a religious organization, then why do you care about their spirituality? But Kappa Alpha Psi clearly is saying, like, no, we are based on Christian principles. But some people say, well, we never claimed to be a Christian organization. So yeah.
Kind of seems like they want their cake and eat it too. So it seems like, but okay, one more. Put this on the screen. What is this from? What's going on here with this little excerpt here?
I believe I got this from Walter Kimbrough. Yeah, Walter Kimbrough's books. Walter Kimbrough is the one who spoke earlier about reforming the organization.
Wanted a Greek Reformation, right? Soon the social Greek letter movement began sweeping the country. In many instances, fraternities rooted out the established literary societies as college men began challenging the strict codes of the faculty. Horowitz indicated in the text, Campus Life, the fraternity had great appeal. For those undergraduates with the wealth, inclination, and leisure to join, the new Greek letter organizations gave an arena of privacy away from college eyes. In colleges founded by Protestant denominations that demanded abstinence and self-denial, members could break the official codes among trusted brothers. Fraternities provided the economic and social basis for feasts, strong drink, loose talk about women, card playing, and gambling. Yeah. So it sounds like a good old boys club or something like that.
Yeah. The first fraternities weren't about, like, Christian principles. Like, it was a place where you could pretty much break away from all the constraints of being on a Christian college, because a lot of the first colleges in the country were founded by Christians, and they didn't want to do that.
Well, we got, I think, one more thing we're going to put on the... Shout out to everybody. Hey, what's up, Mike Williams II? We also got Mike Williams the first up in here. And Miss Winnie says, one woman who denounced her sorority signed her name in blood.
I've heard that before. I don't know if that's true, but I have heard people say that before.
Somebody says they first heard about them from Higher Learning.
Really?
Yeah, the fraternities is saying.
I don't. Oh, they kind of highlighted more white fraternity, white Greek life in Higher Learning. My memory serves me correct. Mm-hmm.
The Alpha Page is blasphemy. May God save them. Okay. Okay, so we got one last clip and we're done tonight, folks. We're going to play this last clip. This is Pastor Eric Mason. And it's a 29-second clip. Listen to what he has to say.
Denounce Jesus and accept Satan. Come on, man. Come on, man. Fraternity sorority rituals. Now, I won't say all things about fraternity sororities are demonic. I will say the rituals are, though. And I'm in a fraternity, so I can say it. The rituals that you do to go online and some rituals that you do to cross. I don't know how it's been now, but I'm just telling you, there's demonic things about that aspect of it, right?
You know, someone was complaining about us calling him demonic. I mean, we didn't, but somebody else did, and he's somebody who knows. So,
I mean, and we have a lot of respect for Pastor Mason. I really appreciated that he could say, "Listen, I'm a part of this organization, but if those are the rituals that they're doing that I had to do, like, there's some issues with that." So that's the only reason I picked that one.
Yeah, interesting. Somebody also says Drumline has fraternities in it.
Yeah, it does. And I've heard people say that recently they have been making adjustments to some of these rituals. So it's possible that maybe people are not still doing the same things that they did when those rituals were printed. That's possible. I don't know. All I can go off of is what is available online because these are secret organizations. So for anybody watching here tonight, especially for the college students who are wondering, which is why I started this journey, like somebody asked me, is it okay for us to do this? Do your research. If you can talk to someone who's trusted enough to be able to tell you, like, yeah, you might have to bow to an altar or, sacrifice yourself to a god. Like, are you sure that you can do that and still, do it with a clear conscience?
Eat dog food, spit a raw egg in another dude's mouth, get spanked. Okay. If you can handle that.
And even for the white organizations, because I've been reading a lot about their hazing rituals too. They like the stuff that we've talked about tonight. That, oh my goodness, it's way worse. So we
all know that white people love to go crazy.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot worse.
Yeah. At these fraternities, I can see them trying to like reform some of their hazing stuff, and it's like those workplaces, like 2 years and 15 days without a death due to hazing. Doing good, guys. Because I mean, we could do a whole show not just on hazing, but the deaths from hazing. Mm-hmm. That's a whole show. I mean, so we got to do a show. We got to do a show on white fraternities and the hazing stuff. Mm-hmm. So definitely, I think. Okay, Mike says they got to do another thing where they share each other's toothbrushes. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
And with COVID going on, man, these fraternities are taking a hard hit. Wear a face mask and eat this egg that another guy just spit in your mouth. Oh, man. All right. Hey, thank you very much for joining. Listen, Miss Titus 2 runs a much better YouTube channel than my shenanigans over here. Go subscribe to her, Miss Titus 2. And check her out on TikTok as well. And she will be a speaker at Doctrine for the Block this weekend in Phoenix, Arizona. It will be online. They'll be at the Reborn Church's website. That's one place you can see it, Reborn Church. You can see it there. And you all can also see some of the classes on my website. So there'll be multiple places because there's multiple things happening at once. So you can check them out there. And I feel like this was good. Sorry if I embarrassed you, Miss Titus 2, but thank you for the clips and all that. You do a great job on this. I'm glad you're willing to take the heat. Because a lot of people seem scared of this topic. I don't know what's going on. This is a weird world that we're getting into.
Mm-hmm. And it's a big deal for a lot of people. Those 4 years in college, like it seems like it can seem like it's a major deal. So yeah, just be prayerful about it. For anybody who's thinking about it, be prayerful and do your research.
Man, don't join no fraternity. Campus Crusade for Christ, now called Crew, they are not perfect. But find something like that and link up with those folks. Do something else. My goodness. All right. All right, Mike Jr., thank you for the super chat. I'll have to talk to some of y'all. Maybe another thing we could do, Miss Titus, too, after we do the hazing show and the white fraternity show, which we got to include. I feel like we should maybe include some Skull and Bones in that. But when we do those, then we should do a show. So this is like 4 months down the road or something. We do one where people can call in these ex-fraternity members and these current fraternity members, and you can be nice to them and say all the facts, and I'll just be stupid to them. And
Are you saying we're gonna do a smoke room for all of the
wouldn't that be dope? The
A
Greek
Greek
smoke
thing?
room. Oh
yeah.
That'd be dope. That'd be real dope. All right, y'all, we're gonna get out of here. It's been awesome. Shalom. Peace out. God bless.
Turn your radio up. Whoa. Radio time. Whoa. Whoa. You're now listening to Street Apologist. Street Apologist. Street Apologist.